What's up, YouTubers, fellow hosts, and anybody just looking to try and get ahead in life? Welcome to my page. I am Steve, and we are talking about Turo and how to make your fleet run as smoothly as possible. If you guys are new to all this and you're not quite sure what Turo is, so Turo is basically this peer-to-peer car sharing app where you can rent out your cars to other people, kind of like Airbnb, but for your cars and with a whole lot more risk on your part because now you have assets that are constantly out on the road. Now, there are other platforms out there like Hire Car, like Avail, like I believe there's a new one, even Share. There's tons of apps out there. Get Around is another one. There's tons of them out there. Turo is the one that I really mess with. We did Get Around back in the day, but that was when it was kind of first getting out there. So there was a lot of growing pains, and Turo was just simply on point for us. So that's kind of what we stuck with. So there's a little bit of breakdown about car sharing and all that, but the real reason we're here is what cars are going to work the best for the market. I'll give you the top three, and this is going to be just based off an email that I got that said, hey, here's the top 3 performing cars. They actually gave me the top 20, but I'll give you the top 3, and I'll give you my thoughts on why this list is kind of a little bit bogus. So let's get it right into it. Make sure you guys are like, subscribing, do all that stuff down on the bottom. Hit that notification bell and share this with your friends if it's of any kind of use to you guys. Okay, so we're going to jump right into this list, but real quick, I'm going to drop side note. I got squirrel going on. So if you guys ever want to get a hold of me, one-on-one coaching, anything like that, or just kind of tips and tricks, or you want to dig a little bit deeper and the videos just aren't quite getting it for you, check the description. I got a link in below, and it'll have my calendar set up if you guys want to try and get a hold of me. That's the best way. We can do a Zoom, whatever you want. Drop it in there, or check the comments, check the description. It's down there. Promise. I'll put it down there, and I'll constantly be updating my calendar to kind of make sure that it's, up to date. That's why I'd be updating it. So anyway, let's get back into it. So I have an email here right here, and it gives me the top, I believe it's 20. Let's see. Oh no, I got top 40 cars for my market. Now, this is kind of, I'll tell you right off the bat, so you don't even have to watch. But I suggest you watch till the end, so that way you know exactly what I think with this. So Tesla, Model S, Tesla Model 3, Toyota Yaris, top 1, 2, and 3. In that order. Now, here is my thoughts on this. This is a little, you can take it for what it is. Would I rush out and buy a Tesla? Would I rush out and buy, a Toyota Yaris? No. So they have these lists that's sent to us as hosts that'll tell you the top performing cars. Now, this is basically all going off of what cars are earning throughout the market, in your market. So this could fluctuate drastically from LA to Phoenix to Denver to, wherever you want, Tennessee, Houston, whatever you want. So in my market, like I said, it's Model S, Model 3, and Toyota Yaris. Now it makes you wonder, how does that Yaris actually fit into this group? Well, I can tell you right now, there is one host in my area that has a bunch of Yaris, bunch of Toyota Yaris. I don't even know if you say it Yaris or Yaris. I don't know. But regardless, they have a fleet of Yaris. So it's showing that those cars are constantly out and they're constantly making money. Now, this is kind of where I really want to play with this. Once my fleet grows, I'm going to get something that's just completely off the wall, throw them all right in the center of the market, and just let them go. Just let them blossom. Maybe I can get them to make whatever car I manipulate into the system as number 1. We'll see if we can figure that out. But as for right now, this is what it tells me, and this is what they say. Hey, when you want to grow your fleet, these are the top performing cars. Now, I take it with a grain of salt. Just like I tell you guys, I'm not here to tell you exactly what to get. I'm going to tell you how to get what works best for you. And I'm also not telling you to do it. Take it all with a grain of salt. It's just kind of my thoughts on how all this stuff works. So let's get into it as far as the Teslas. The Teslas, to me, it's saturated. It's a saturated market. Of course they're going to be top performers because that's what everybody has. Now, on any given day, I can look for a Tesla for today, for a month out, for a week out. At any point this weekend, I want a Tesla. I know I can find at least 5 on any given day. And when I say 5, this is 5 Teslas. If I want it right now, an hour from now, I know that there's at least 5 to 10 sitting there waiting because they're not getting rented out. Now, if you go to something like, I mean, just simple, you want a C8, you want to go out and get the new Corvette that's only been out for the past year and a half, that's going to be a little bit harder to find. So it's kind of supply and demand. So obviously there's a whole bunch of Teslas out there, but there's not that many C8s. So that's where you got to take into consideration. Do you want to try and compete with all these people that have the market saturated with cars, and at any given time you can find, 5, 10, 15 of them sitting? Or do you want a car that is constantly gone? Now, my thoughts are, yes, Teslas are nice. They can be rented out. People love to rent them out. They want to try them out before they buy them. All these different factors go into this. And this goes along with any cars. Turo is really good for this. If you want to buy a car, the best way to go see if you actually like it, go rent it on Turo. But if you're looking for a car just as a commuter, I mean, there's tons of ways to go about trying to figure out how you want to purchase your next car. Now, me personally, like I said, if I see a market is saturated with a car and I see a bunch of trips on all of them, and I know that, okay, that's a for sure, I can make that happen, but I don't want to have to worry about trying to, adjust prices to make sure the car's always out, then I'm not going to go with a Tesla. So I'll go with something else that I know that, okay, this is a really good priced car. This is a really good economical car, and it's reliable. It's anything that I know I don't have to worry about a whole lot of recalls. Anything I know is going to work, then boom, I'm going to go buy that one. Now, this kind of shows with this Toyota Yaris, this group, I believe it's a couple. I got to double check, but I believe, regardless, this host has a few Toyota Yarises, and they just know, boom, it works. It may not price at $120, $150 a day like the Teslas, which I think that's what they're going for right now. It all kind of depends. But it is a car that is going to be out. It's going to be a money maker. And on top of that, your ROI on that thing is, it's just on point, because you're probably paying cash for that Yaris, and now it's just profit at that point. So kind of look at it that way. And that's how I look at it when I start getting my cars. Now, the Toyota Yaris, I'm not quite sure about that one. There are some other ones. Let's see, Toyota Prius, that's down here at number 17. Mercedes-Benz C-Class down at number 20. That's kind of weird for this market. Other than, I know they had a bunch of recalls, so they did get pulled for a while. So that could probably skew with things for a little bit too, because I know we had some 2019s, and those ended up having a bunch of recall issues, and they're just dead in the water. So once again, if you can't afford it, don't go get it. The other thing that, wow, Ford F-150s, of course those are on there. Kia Rio. So what comes in at number 40 was the Dodge Durango. I have a hard time with this Honda Civic. Okay, so here's my thoughts. Honda Civic came in at number 37. Now, for me, my Civic is just cranking. It is making money right now. But I think what the deal is most people that are checking out the platform, they're buying cars for the platform. Of course, you're not thinking, hey, let's go buy a Honda Civic for it, even though you know that they're reliable. But what they're looking at is the price for a Honda Civic. It's just through the roof. It's kind of like Toyotas. Toyotas are just one of those that everybody knows, everybody wants, and Toyota knows it, so they just prices straight through the roof. So it's hard to justify, hey, let's buy this car. Now, the only reason my Civic is on there is because that was my daily for years, and I know exactly what it's been through. I know the issues it has. I know the issues it doesn't have, which I'll tell you that there's a lot less issues that I don't have than I do have. That car is solid, and it's almost got, actually, I think the next trip it comes back on, I got 90,000 miles on it, a little over 90,000. So I know that this car is just it's going to be good. It's a Honda. The only thing that I draw back with Honda is, honestly, your customer service. Your customer service went out the window with all the new stuff, the new ACs, all that stuff. When you're trying to negotiate how you want to fix a AC, if that price works, or if I want to negotiate it because of your faulty system, no. As soon as that happens, I'm out. Sorry for the little rant, but that's where I was at with that. So anyway, like I said, my Honda Civic does really well. I will also tell you that the other cars, the most recent cars that I've bought, are older. They're a little bit higher miles, but at the same time, I know that they're going to run forever, and that's going to be a Ford Fiesta. I know that thing is going to just crank as soon as I get rid of the stinking recall that I got on it, which I don't know why they haven't kicked that yet. I'm going to have to check with Turo, write that down. And then the other part, or the other car that I have, the Honda Accent, that Accent is gone. Like, as soon as I listed it, next day, booked. Boom. Right after that came back, booked again. I have seen that car for a total of 12 hours, and I've had it for 3 weeks now, and it goes out on a month-long trip. So, I mean, that's the best kind of, passive income that I can think of. It's very minimal, hand-to-hand, check in, check out process. You do it once and it's gone. So I'm kind of sticking with that. I like that. So that's where I was definitely liking the older cars that have a little bit more miles. Now, I get it. Some of you guys want to supplement an income, or you supplement a payment so you can drive these fancy cars. And that's good. That's great. But the only problem I have with that is if I'm supplementing an income on a Ferrari or, Land Rover or whatever the car is, I'm going to get annoyed because when I want to use it, I'm not going to be able to because it's already rented out. And when I do want to use it, now I have to go through and detail the thing because, let's face it, they don't keep these cars as nice as you would yourself. Okay, so figure out which way you want to go with this. Like I said, they send off this list of the top 10, top 40, whatever cars, and it's funny because everybody says, oh, these are the top 5 cars. Yeah, that's great. But if the market's saturated, once again, it's not going to do you any good. You're not going to be able to do anything, and you're competing with all these other hosts. So my whole thing is, you know what, let's stay in a different bracket, but this is the way I run it. I'm going to go to a cheaper, more economical bracket if you guys are staying up in that higher bracket. Now, the other part it does not take into consideration is if you have an exotic or a specialty car, obviously there's not a whole bunch of these, so they can't be in the top performers. Now, they can be very lucrative and make tons of money, but the market's not saturated with them, so they won't end up on the list. So that's just kind of my 2 cents with all this. Like I said, the list is great, and these hosts or these Turo reps that call you up and hit you up for, buying cars if they want to assist you. Yes, it works. It's great, and I'm not knocking them at all because they have been a huge help for us in both fleets, and specifically mine out here. He's awesome. He's on point. And I'm not just saying that because I'm on here, but he's gotten me a lot of good information. We've had a lot of good talks, and I'm really excited to work with mine. But I will tell you, they're just going to go off of their list. And on top of this list, it's not even just the specific market, or state. Like I said, you could be in California, you're going to get LA. Well, LA has a couple sub-markets on there, and you could be all over the place. So figure out where you're at. Figure out what's going to work best for you. And the biggest tip that I have for you guys, stop overanalyzing it. Just jump in. You're going to be all right. I promise. With everything going on right now, all the rental cars in a shortage, you'll be fine. Cars are, going out like that. As soon as you list them, they're gone. So just kind of stop overanalyzing. Go out and get what you can afford and just go for it. That's all I got to say, really, guys. It's that simple. Just stop overthinking it. Just do it. So hope this helped you guys out a little bit. Subscribe, like I said, hit those comments. Let me know what's working for you. Am I way off with this, with my model as far as what they're giving me, the list that they're giving me? I really don't think so, but I can stand to be corrected. I don't care. I'm not ashamed to find out that, hey, you're off you bumped your head and you're completely wrong. Let me know. I'm curious. Subscribe, drop it in the comments, and share this with your buddies, whatever you guys need. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.